most interesting live that I have ever, in my interdisciplinary self, decided to do, because I thought, I love to read, but then I love to play music, and it's night, and I'm tired, and I've been teaching, but I still feel like I want to just do something for the enjoyment of my own soul. So I'm going to read, and I'm going to play bassoon. In substance, then, the commandment forbids us to long after other men's goods, and accordingly requires every man to exert himself honestly in preserving his own wealth. For we must consider that what each individual possesses has not fallen to him by chance, but by the distribution of the sovereign Lord of all. Hi, Blake. That no one can pervert his means to bad purposes without committing a fraud on divine dispensation. There are very many kinds of theft. One consists in violence, as when a man's goods are forcibly plundered and carried off. Another in malicious imposture, as when they are fraudulently intercepted. A third is a more hidden craft, which takes possession of something that is not yours with a semblance of justice. But let's not dwell too long here on enumerating the different classes, for we know all the arts by which we can obtain possession of other people's stuff. There's different ways we can do it, but there are arts to it. Though we can obtain them by an action at law, but the just decision is given by God. He sees the long train of deception by which man's craft begins to lay nets for more simple neighbors until he entangles him with all his meshes, and he sees harsh and cruel laws by which the more powerful oppress and crush the feeble. He sees the enticements which by the more wily baits the hook for the less wary, though all these may escape the judgment of man, they will not escape the judgment of God. If an agent or an indolent steward wastes the substance of his employer, or if he doesn't give heed to the management of his property, if he squanders or wastes things given to him, if he holds his master in derision and tells his secrets, yes, he makes away with what does not belong to him. I'm meditating on thou shalt not steal. To everyone who's saying hi. On the other hand, let it be our constant aim faithfully to lend counsel and aid to all those and assist them in retaining their property, and be prepared to yield somewhat of our right rather than to contend with them. And let us contribute to the relief of those who we see under pressure and difficulties out of our abundance. And let us consider how far we are bound in duty to others, and in good faith what we do owe them. And thus we shall not steal. Look, it's my new subscribers. Hi. Okay. We are all getting ready for bed. A few more beautiful notes. Sign out. Please subscribe. Thanks.